The wide open deserts of Nevada and the western United States are filled with sagebrush meadows. These meadows can be deceptive. From a distance, they appear barren, but they mask a thriving habitat, home to one of nature's most fascinating birds, the greater sage-grouse.
It's right at sunrise, and we're out here in meadows and meadows of sagebrush. And the reason we are is because there is a lek of sage-grouse. Now this is Sherry Lessius, and she is a conservation biologist. She's out here counting them right now. We're going to get to find out more.
Sherry has been involved with conservation efforts for the greater sage-grouse for the last 4 years. She works for the Bureau of Land Management in Bishop, California, which for decades has been keeping track of the bird's health and habitat.
How are you? Nice seeing you.
Nice seeing you.
So what are you seeing out here this morning?
This morning I'm seeing about 65 males, give or take. As you can imagine, they're pretty spread throughout this whole area, so it's kind of hard to find them all.
This population of sage-grouse is known collectively as the bi-state group, as they make their home in California and Nevada. Sherry and others have come to this region, the Bodie Hills of California, to take an important count. The count is part of a coordinated effort by many wildlife and conservation groups. These groups have banded together to help the greater sage-grouse population both stabilize and thrive in spite of the many changes occurring to its native habitat.
And I usually have a clicker because there's enough birds that sometimes it's hard to keep track.
This is a long-standing mating area, also known as a lek. It's a large, open, and flat area filled with everything the male sage-grouse is looking for, including food and females.
That is just incredible.
The focus is to count the number of males and females, but Sherry also witnesses something quite spectacular: the intense battles between competing males and the mating ritual that makes this bird so memorable and unusual.
They're out there filling their air sacs, which makes that plopping noise that we're hearing. And so they're trying to show the females that they're the ones that the females should mate with. It does seem a bit like a frat party out there. There are a lot of males, and right now I actually didn't see any females. So they're doing that dance no matter if the females are there or not.
The greater sage-grouse is native to the western United States. Prior to the settlement of western North America by European immigrants, the bird was found in 13 states and 3 Canadian provinces. Now, it's down to 11 states and 2 provinces. But recent studies, based in part on the accounts that Sherry provides, show the rate of decline has slowed and the population is stabilizing.
It's really a sign that all the efforts are working, and that's a reason to celebrate.
It is. They're working, and we're committed to doing them into the future. You know, we have this long-term commitment, a 10-year commitment, financial commitment to keep doing them. So not only are they working, but we can see that they're going to work in the future.
Recently, the bi-state sage-grouse was listed as a non-endangered species. Although the greater sage-grouse still faces several threats, even the tree lines expanding into the meadow are putting these birds at risk.
Those trees take a lot of water, and so they're going to take water from plants that the sage-grouse want to eat.
Official bird counters will take at least 7 trips to the Bodie Hills site.
So what do you do with the data?
So with the data, this is how we tell how the population is doing. These are called saturation counts, where you do all the leks at once. And they've been doing that since about 1987. And so we have this amazing data set.
The bird counts will help conservation and wildlife agencies move forward with an action plan to preserve and expand the habitat.
And that's a lot of collaboration between groups to get this, to pull this off.
It's an enormous amount of collaboration to pull off this in a landscape that a lot of people think is just a throwaway landscape. And the sage-grouse sees a lot of different things that we don't see. They see meadow, they see low sage, they see taller sage, they see some high slopes, and they can be out in the winter.
But knowing the sage-grouse population has improved enough to prevent special federal protection has given Sherry and her colleagues a huge confidence boost.
I sense enthusiasm and optimism in your voice. You're happy about where things stand.
I've never heard of a species being taken off when they've gotten that far down the line. And I feel like that's really, truly a response to this group coming together.
It's been a pleasure being out here today, and I'm glad that I forged this relationship with you. So thank you so much, and also for everything that you're doing out here. It's satisfying to Sherry to see this all come together and to see this project really bloom and blossom. And on a personal note, it's very satisfying for me to come out here and see the whole thing through her window.